Are you the last local person? Can we? Okay, I feel that, yeah.
Well, it is a teachable moment. It teaches us that Mark Carney will never stand up for Canada.
We'll work hard. Maybe not this afternoon, to be honest. We're not going to work. I'll be honest. Can I take the afternoon off after my...
I wish you could just shut your big yapper!
What the hell are they thinking over there?
Release the hounds.
When will we put an end to this wacko policy by this wacko Prime Minister?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live! It's time!
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to The Fringe. Welcome to Question Period Live here on the channel. Brand new take here. We're going to try and get everybody enjoying first day back in Parliament. It's going to be a slobberknocker. As Donald Trump would say, ladies and gentlemen, Pierre Poilievre is going to come in today. He's going to be wonderful. He's going to be amazing. Mark Carney's going to need his lollipops. He's going to need them. He's going to get the slobber knocked out of his mouth. It's going to be wonderful. I hope you guys are having a great day as we try to get back as much as we can to Canadian news. Again, for all of our new subscribers, all of those following what's happening with Charlie Kirk, I hope you guys enjoyed the vigil last night, broadcast from Edmonton. I will have more stories coming out about that, but we're going to try and spread it out a little. One of those notions getting into what's happening within Question Period. Now, Question Period set to kick off in about officially 15 to 20 minutes. It all depends on the swearing in of O Canada. In fact, if you take a look, folks, we've got it over here ready to go. Now, while Michelle Rempel-Garner is talking, they haven't even begun. The chairs aren't full yet. So I will be bringing in as we get closer to that. Let's get a good old-fashioned roll call going on as we wait and the room gets full. Everybody gets in. Get comfy, folks. Get your popcorn. Sit down. It's going to be a great show. I can't wait to get into everything. I want to thank our mods last night. Amazing job that they've been doing. Round of applause to our mods. You guys are the best. We do have an honorable mention right out the gate. I think, let's do it in Donald Trump. I think Pierre is going to dominate the leadership review. If Crombie got 57%, much higher than I thought, Pierre looks like he has much more support. I think Pierre is going to do fine. He's going to do wonderful. I'm hoping to be at least currently, as of now, slated to be at the Conservative Convention in the new year. I will be covering that for you guys live. We'll do it live. Let's get a roll call. Let's see where everybody's watching from. Let's see if you're trying. If it's your first time here, let me know in the chat, folks. Wade Ghost coming in from Calgary, or I hope I'm pronouncing that right, or Gosse. However it's pronounced. Wade is joining us from Calgary. Jim is joining us from Burlington. Annette's coming in from Saskatoon. Mel's joining us from Calgary. Keith asking, is everyone excited? We're all excited. It's gonna be a wonderful show, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we won't be doing giveaways all the time, but I'll tell you what, if we get to 1,000 likes on this Question Period stream, we'll give out another one of these amazing calendars that curse. Why is it folding on me? Calendars that curse F. Carney 2026 calendars. We're going to be giving them out all the way until the end of the year from Calendars That Curse. I did a collaboration with them on this one. There's great images in the back for you guys. 1,000 likes. Hit the thumbs up down below. We'll do it. You don't even have to be a member of the Patriots Club, folks, for this giveaway. We'll just do a giveaway. It's going to be great. Miko, Fook Me, coming in from Edmonton. We've got Kags coming in. Asking for walk-in. Guys, we're not doing the walk-in today. It's Question Period in the house. You guys are crazy. Y'all crazy. You guys are great. We've got Sylvain joining us from Quebec. Connor Thomas from the UK. Shout out to the UK. Amazing demonstration they put on over the weekend. Millions and millions coming out to hear about the UK and see what's going on. And apparently also happening in Australia.
Blah, 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 blah.
I know. We're kind of dragging on. Let's get on with the stream here. Radio Reaction. I come to watch it with you, Derek. I appreciate it. Radio Reaction's a great YouTube channel, by the way. I say it every time he chimes in. Go and check out Radio Reaction, guys. He's wonderful. He's amazing. Alberta Strong coming in from Leduc. MEDW coming in from Sealy's Bay. Welcome in. Great to have you here. Keith's joining us from Spruce Grove. Speaking of Spruce Grove, ladies and gentlemen, If you're in the Spruce Grove region or around Edmonton, Saturday, September 27th, join us in Spruce Grove for our meet and greet. Royal Canadian Brew House, 7 p.m. It's gonna be fabulous, ladies and gentlemen. You're gonna love it. I'll be there. Mrs. Fringe will be there. We'll be doing selfies, chatting with you guys. Maybe I'll bring some calendars and books. I know Mike Freedom Honey's coming to give out some of his amazing honey at that event. It's gonna be great. Can't wait to see you guys there. Snow is chilling in Salem, Oregon. Love that town. Welcome in. Great to have you here. Phoebe's joining us from Innisfail. Jim's joining us from Woodstock, Ontario. Dope Sickler's coming in from Red Deer. Sarah's joining us from Vegreville. Welcome in. Luca, Vancouver this morning. Watch out for those tents. Welcome in the stream. Augustus coming in from Toronto, Ontario. Uncle Bobby. Dang it, Bobby. Coming in from Mississauga, Ontario. We got Julie coming in from Oakville. Bayrax coming in from Strathcona County. John B coming in from Phoenix, Arizona. Shout out to Arizona. And again, our condolences out to Charlie Kirk's family for everything going on. Just Me's joining us from Florida, baby. Yeah, baby. Welcome in. Good to have you here. God, you guys are still sounding off on the roll call. Guys, I got to get caught up. People are coming in. Again, to all of our new viewers, everyone who's joining us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up. Keep hitting that like button, folks. 1,000 likes. Free calendar giveaway from Calendars That Curse. Don't even have to be a Patriots Club member. I'm looking forward to that. This is our first question period live stream. We want to make sure we're doing it right. Look at you guys chatting away. Chatting away. It looks to me like the chat has a fever.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Master of Snatch chiming in. People love the roll call. It creates a community. I agree. We have the best community on the platform here, folks. The greatest community on YouTube. And you guys show it in spades every time you come in here. Again, last night's vigil for Charlie Kirk in Edmonton. You guys were fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. It was a pleasure to sit and chat with you guys to show the vigil so that anybody who couldn't attend a vigil around the world had their opportunity to attend virtually, pay their respects. It was great to be there. Amazing people all around there. With Perry chiming in, we are Charlie. Absolutely. Absolutely. Got a few stories we're going to talk about today. Keep your eyes peeled to the channel, folks. There are videos coming out this afternoon. Because of the late night last night, I didn't really get too much out this morning. But don't worry, as soon as the live stream's over, there will be content coming up. It is Charlie Kirk centric. There is something going on that front I do want to talk about, so make sure to check that out. Pierre, you are the best. Thank you for coming out here. Thank you, Dad. You guys are the best. Thank you for joining us. You guys are fabulous. It's good to have you here. I'm in a good mood. Are you guys in a good mood? This is going to be fantastic today. Pierre is going to absolutely knock the teeth out of Mark Carney. I think there's going to be a lot of talk about what happened with Charlie Kirk, a lot of talk about laws needing to be changed, what the Liberals intend to do. Keep in mind, Mark Carney didn't really acknowledge what happened to Charlie Kirk. Yeah, I really don't know what to make of it. Your guess is as good as mine, but Pierre is definitely going to come out showing teeth today. It's going to be great. I can't wait. Are you still
talking?
I am, unfortunately. Let's let's go. Connor with Rip Charlie Kirk. Absolutely. Thank you so much. John B. It's a good mood channel. We're going to try to keep it that way. If you guys want to have a good time, you want to have fun, this is the place to watch Question Period live all week long. It's going to be great. Jareth saying good mood and thank you for being there for us in the wake of Charlie's tragic death. Sorry, I thought it said it was going to say something about woke Edmonton. I didn't mean to laugh there. It means a lot to me, Gen Z lady from Nova Scotia. I appreciate that. And you know what? It was my pleasure to be there. I had a great time there. Meeting some wonderful people, not just who watch the channel, but people all there to pay their respects, all there to let the world know that this has to stop. We're not putting up with it anymore. Cal saying thank you for the coverage last night. We appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. That's the reason I went. Wasn't for me. It was for everybody else. Hey guys, watching from Massachusetts. Oh my God, he's watching from Boston. You ever see them Boston girls? Had it. Oh my God! Now I'm gonna go stuff my face with Pepperidge Farm. There we go. Welcome in. Great to see Massachusetts in here. I love our American viewers. You guys are amazing. There's Raptor guy with a $5 super chat. Pierre's making an entrance like Iron Man. It's good to be back. I hope so. You know, wouldn't that be something? Pierre comes crashing through the roof. Suit breaks down, the Iron Man suit, and he's just there clapping his hand. Oh, it's good to be back. That would be fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to posture. Yeah, John B saying, oh my God, you're talking about Boston? Yeah, we're talking Boston. Oh, we've got to. I don't want to posture too much for like idol worship when it comes to politicians, but Pierre definitely has charisma. There's no denying that. I know anytime I've talked to him, you know, you almost get like giddy because and a lot of people don't see the side that I've seen of Pierre off camera, off script, away from handlers. Genuinely nice and fun to be around human being. I'll tell you right now, out of anybody I've met in Parliament, he's the one guy that I've always said I would love to go and have a beer with. I have, but just not to the extent that I'd like to go and sit without other people around and just shoot the shit. Pierre's a really cool guy. Heads up saying, your Peter's on par. Oh, I appreciate that. You guys are awesome. Yeah, awesome. Can you really tell the difference, though, between me and this?
really grinds my gears.
Yeah, that really grinds my gears. Mark Carney's going to grind my gears today on stream. It's going to be great to see Pierre smack him around. Pierre does seem personable. He's amazing. He's absolutely great. What do we got in the chat here? Jareth, I'm having a bonfire and burning all my Stephen King books tonight while having a few Long Island iced teas. No love for leftists who slander. You know what? Do yourself a favor. Don't burn the books. Put them there for somebody who wants to read them. Donate them. Do something. Don't burn. You should never burn books. Ever. Even if it's Stephen King. I don't like the guy either. I don't like his stance on things. But I'll tell you what. I don't like Mark Hamill and the things he's done recently too. I'll still watch Star Wars from time to time because it's art. There's nothing higher than Star Wars. But donate the books. Never burn a book. Never burn a book. Where's Mrs. Fringe? Well, due to our amazing school system, our son is only in kindergarten 2 to 3 days a week. So today's his day off. Mrs. Fringe is with little Steve. But she is in the chat. I've been told she's either in the chat or will be coming to the chat shortly. All right, which one of you guys has the soundboard? Oh, well, that's me. I'm in charge of that.
Fake news.
I'm fake news?
You are fake news.
I am fake news. Not really. We try not to be fake news. Wade says I'd take those books off your hands. There you go. Maybe I should sell them on eBay, give the money to Charlie's family. Hey, there's an idea. Do something productive with them. Don't burn them. Don't burn them. Nobody's watching the live in Ottawa. I wasn't aware there was a live in Ottawa, but thank you for the cross promotion. This is HonkTube. Mrs. Fringe is in the chat. I see that here. I can't stand Stephen King, but I love books. See, that's what I'm talking about. Don't do negative things. We're not like the left. Do good things. Do good things to benefit society. And not only that, but don't waste your money. You spent money on that at some point in time. Don't throw it out the window. Don't throw it out the window. There's Mrs. Fringe. See, the father of the shooter has given the finder's fee to Charlie's family. Isn't that amazing? So I didn't know that he got the finder's fee. But that's incredible. That is incredible. God, if you could feel good about one thing today, isn't that it? Doesn't that tell you that there's still good people in the world? Mrs. Fringe said they offered it to him. Regardless, it still shows, like, and listen, I'm not giving sympathy to the individual that assassinated Charlie Kirk. But for his family, his father, can you imagine how difficult it must have been to arrest your own son, to know what fate lies ahead for him? You've watched him from a baby all the way till current. And you have to, I can't imagine. I can't imagine. And then to offer the money to the family. Great gesture, admirable. It tells me that we're not finished yet, folks. The world hasn't completely fallen. Good things are on the way. The father declined the money, never said where it was going. Well, either way, I'm glad they declined it. I can't imagine accepting a bounty on your son's head. That would be ridiculous. Marcos, the $5 super chat. I apologize for not knowing how politics works in Canada. Can you get a new president in Canada soon? Americans love the Canadian people. So it's not a president, it's a prime minister. For all of our for anybody who's watching from the United States or who's not necessarily sure how things work, let's go over to the feed because we're waiting for question period to start. Again, they're getting things started in about 10 to 15 minutes. But what we're seeing here is there's what is it? 340 seats in the House of Commons. I know they just recently expanded the seats, so forgive me for not having the exact number on that one, folks. I know I'm so professional on this channel. But the seats in the House are represented by each party, so it's different from the Electoral College. So what happens in Canada is when you're voting for an MP, they'll all run in their regions or their jurisdictions. You'll have a Liberal, you'll have a Conservative, you'll have NDP if NDP's running. Whoever's running in the parties, you'll vote for that representative. So you have like this gentleman, this Gord Johns, who ran for Kootenay, Albany, and British Columbia. He would have run on behalf of Jagmeet Singh when Jagmeet Singh was leader of the NDP party. Meaning, if him and a bunch of other NDPs get the seats and form a government, and Jagmeet Singh is who those people are initially voting for to be leader of that party. So with the Conservatives and Pierre Poilievre, if Pierre would have gotten enough MPs in their seats, he would have become Prime Minister of Canada. So you've got the left and the right side of the House of Commons. You've got Conservatives mainly and Liberals. Yeah, they are. John says they're ridings. I said jurisdictions. Jurisdictions riding. I'm trying to explain it in like American slang. So what initially will happen is that anytime somebody like Pierre, there's no impeachment like you see in the United States. It's very different from Congress. And what you would see here is what's called a vote for non-confidence. Pierre and the Conservatives would have to draft, or the Bloc, or whichever party wants to publish the request for a vote for non-confidence. They would push it forward, and everyone in the House gets to vote. And what's really stupid is when you vote on non-confidence, the party that doesn't want to go to the electorate, meaning like the Liberals, and this was the biggest problem with Justin Trudeau when he was prime minister, is that they get to vote whether or not they want to call confidence on the government, which is stupid. I think if you're calling non-confidence on the installed government shouldn't get a voice on whether or not they get to keep their jobs. It should be up to the votes of everyone else. I think that's the way it should work. It's not the way it works, unfortunately. Everybody gets a vote. But the problem being now, even with Mark Carney's minority government, if Pierre Poilievre were to voice concern for a vote of non-confidence, you still have the Bloc, which is a Quebec party. They share the majority of seats next to the Liberals, and they oppose everything the Conservatives are doing. So ultimately, they would just vote against it. And that's actually going to be Pierre Poilievre's biggest problem moving forward in this parliamentary session, is how do you get things like the Canada Sovereignty Act put together? How do you get them pushed out? If they all have to vote in favor, you're not going to have a majority of the votes to push any of these policies. Again, we're going to get good opposition, but I don't think we're going to get groundbreaking new laws in our government that are more conservatively aligned. I don't think we're going to see non-confidence votes go through again, unless something really crazy happens. I think that if you're the party in power, you shouldn't get a vote in these things. I know I said that earlier, but even when it comes to the budget, when it comes to everything else, you shouldn't be allowed to. Hang on a second here. Canadian Constitution does not have checks and balances, which is why our government can run away with power. It needs reform. Absolutely, Maple Kitty hits it on the head. honorable mention there, Jeff becoming a new member of the Patriots Club. Well, thank you so much. Welcome to the Patriots Club. It's great to have a new member in here. Dwayne saying Canadians had their chance to save the country. Didn't work. Did it? Alberta independence is going to save Canada or save Alberta. There's a lot of challenges with Alberta independence coming up. I'm going to talk about those things in future videos. Snow saying, has anybody seen Clowney in the house? Mark Carney? Not yet, but again, they're coming in. They're starting to pour in. You're seeing the seats starting to fill up. Now, thankfully, I've been to a sitting in the House of Commons. I don't know if this is Mark Carney down in the corner here. Right down here. Nope, that's not him. He's going to be somewhere along this bench at the front when he does come in. But this is kind of how a question period starts. Everybody comes in bit by bit until the seats are full. Usually about somewhere in between the next 5 to 10 minutes, Speaker of the House will stand up. They'll start the proceedings of the first question period in the sitting of the fall legislature in the House of Commons. It's going to be great. Again, you're going to see Pierre hopefully come out swinging. He has to. If he doesn't, it's over. The good thing is if you're watching from the United States, like MTK is doing here from Virginia, shout out to our American viewers again joining us. This is kind of like a back and forth. It's almost like a schoolyard. You're going to see high school antics, people calling each other out, saying, you're a piece of crap, figuratively. And then the other side's going to spew word salad. This is how Canadian politics works. So as you watch this while you're in America, compare it to Congress, compare it to anytime you see your politicians speaking in the United States, you're going to see similar kind of dialect where they pass the buck and they try not to really tell you what's going on. Derek's giving that Monday Fight Club vibe. It is a bit of a Fight Club, isn't it? This is the world's biggest salad bar. Yes, Xylo. That is the best way to describe it, isn't it? Isn't it? Night of Lima, do you think Charlie Kirk will be mentioned in the House of Commons today? Absolutely, I do. Absolutely, I do. And you know what? Pierre Poilievre should make a mockery out of the fact that we have a prime minister who only partially acknowledged what happened. It was like a pre-written statement from one of his staffers that just said, "Oh, our hearts go out to the Charlie Kirk family." Never mentioned anything. And keep in mind, he had multiple live conferences right after that, and it took him 8 hours to issue that statement. Mark Carney's child is trans, and he recently stood in a press conference saying that the Pride season, at first it was Pride Month or Pride Week, then Pride Month, then it turned into Pride season. And Mark Carney comes out and says, there's no more Pride season. It's all year round. All year round. He's emotionally compromised because of his child. He's going to side with all that stuff. He's not going to go against it. So of course, when Charlie Kirk loses his life, they're not going to talk about it because then they're siding with the wrong side according to his family's values, Mark Carney's values. There's a shot at his book. Will he stay or will he run? Well, your guess is as good as mine. Now, many people, including the very great super lawyer Keith Wilson, has said Mark Carney is going to avoid question period as much as possible because of accountability. He doesn't want to have any kind of accountability. Again, I'll be covering that every day here on the channel for you folks. Wow, 800 people in the stream already. Guys, keep those thumbs ups coming. Again, let me go back here to the main screen so you guys can see. We get 1,000 thumbs ups in the streams today. We're going to donate one of these or give to one lucky winner one of these Fingers Up F. Carney calendars that I did in conjunction with Calendars That Curse for 2026. It's hilarious. Calendarsthatcurse.ca. Go over there, grab yourself something nice. We'll be giving these calendars and other calendars that they've made away all throughout the year. But being that it's the first session of question period and our first stream of question period, oh, we went to the wrong cutaway there. I think it's only fitting that we do a giveaway today if we hit 1,000 thumbs up, folks. So make sure to like the video. It helps push this out there. Again, our maiden voyage into question period. I hope you guys are having a great time. The show's about to start. Again, probably in the next couple of minutes. As soon as it begins, you'll know. We'll switch over, and it's
My
gonna be.
God, are you still talking?
I am. We're gonna. I know people are mentioning other channels are like, please, guys, we're trying to build our own thing here. No cross promotion, please. I like those other channels. We're all in the same boat. Please don't cross promote in the chat. Mods, can we remove comments that are cross promoting? I'm happy people are happy. Please don't think I'm slamming you for that. Just guys, don't cross it. It's a dick move. Don't be a dick in a live stream. Don't do that. Is Nilok in the chat? I ran into Nilok last night at the vigil. What we got here? Yeah, there's Xylo. Go give them a like and then come back here and watch the stream. There you go. Good suggestion. I'm all for that. I'm all for that. I'm happy that you're doing this. I cannot stand watching. We'll just say other channels. I rather watch you every day doing the House of Commons. I appreciate that. Again, no slight against them. They're doing what they're doing. Again, we're all on the same team here, folks. But Maple Kitty, thank you for meeting while Isra speaking. Look, we won't be able to mute once question period begins, but and it should begin shortly. I love it. I love it. Why you're just rambling? We're not rambling. We're letting people get in. We're letting people get comfy. Things start. So question period, for anybody who isn't aware, question period starts between 2 p.m. and 2:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day. In between 2 and 2:15, which is noon and 12:15 my time, they are getting last orders of business out of the way. They do "O Canada" and all the acknowledgments coming in, the signing of everything, and then they begin question period. So what we're waiting for is for actual question period to begin. That's why I'm jabbering on. Yeah, Mike's saying we're literally missing nothing. Yeah, statements by members. There you go. Again, you guys are amazing. Shout out to everybody joining us in our first stream. Again, we're sitting at roughly 2:13 Eastern Standard Time, so this is going to start right away. Bradley Wilcox, what is this all about? Well, this is how business gets done in Canada. This is where the leaders come and squawk at each other. They argue with each other. They try to push policy. They try to push influence. It's really just a bunch of word salad, but in terms of accountability for your government, these are the only times you see it on display, or at least attempted to be on display. Please do this every day. I'd much rather come home from work when I can't see a live stream and watch one of your videos. Absolutely. We will be continuing this every day. This is a new segment we're doing on the channel. People asked for this all last year, and of course the House was prorogated. Now that it's back in session, here we go. Again, question period will be starting within the next minute to 2 minutes. Bear with us, folks. Again, the chairs are filling up. Only 73 days this year. Yeah, there you go. If Freeland comes on, please mute her. I can't stand Mr. Speaker. We have to play the audio, guys. Don't worry. We've got the soundboard up. We're going to have some fun with it. It's going to be great. I'm going to we'll cut into the audio here for Sharon Stubbs because, again, question period will be starting any second officially. So let's get the audio coming in. I can stop yabbering for you guys that don't like it. Let's get it on. Oh, what happened there? Is there no sound? Do we not have sound? Hold on, folks. Hold on. Did we not have sound from the House of Commons there? There's no sound. What's going on here? Hold on. This is the joys of doing things live, isn't it, folks? Let me go to the intro. God, we got to do this quickly. Let's do it this way. Oh, hold on. Hold on. No, hold on here. There we go. Let's get the sound coming in.
Bold peace every single day. Merci.
The honourable member for Leeds, Grenville, Thousand Islands, Rideau Lakes.
We all want Canada to succeed, and that's why we'll hold the Prime Minister accountable for his promises compared to the results. Do his words match his deeds? He promised the fastest growing economy in the G7, yet we've seen shrinking growth, high unemployment, rising food prices, and worsening debt. He promised he would double home building, but it's fallen, and he's adding more bureaucracy that hasn't built a single home. He promised after 10 years of Liberals driving up costs, crime, and chaos, he would be different. Sadly, whether it's unemployment, the cost of living, home building, tariffs, crime, or immigration, it's gotten worse. It's more broken Liberal promises from another Liberal Prime Minister. But Conservatives are here to help. We'll oppose the things that aren't good for Canadians, support the things that are, and propose solutions to the problems that Liberals have created.
The honourable member for Markham Schofield.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for allowing me to tell this House about a remarkable constituent of mine from Markham Stoughton. In 2023,
No, it hasn't
Adam
started
Shaw
yet.
was just
Hold on,
9
folks.
years old when he came up with the idea of organizing Adam's Ride to Recovery, a charity event to raise money for Markham Stoughton Hospital. He encouraged his family members and friends at Wendat Village Public School to take part. Now, Adam is 11, and the Ride to Recovery has become an annual event. I was happy to be there this summer to see 150 participants on bikes and on foot. The ride is supported by the phenomenal people at the Markham Stoughton Hospital Foundation, and each year the ride has raised more money than the year before, now totaling $3,185. Adam has shown an incredible example of leadership and commitment to community service at such a young age. Congratulations to Adam and the Ride to Recovery team. Keep up the amazing work.
So these are the House's microphones that are quiet. The volume's up full blast, though.
Freedom of speech is the cornerstone of a free society. It means we will hear ideas that we disagree with and express views that may be offensive. This freedom can make us uncomfortable or even hurt, but silencing voices, whether for a moment or forever, is never the answer. We must protect a society where people can hold beliefs and share opinions without fear of losing their jobs, being censored, or worse. Charlie Kirk was an outspoken advocate for faith, family, and freedom. Many disagreed with him, some were offended. Tragically, on September 10th, he was assassinated in an attempt to silence his voice. But when has political violence ever been the solution? It destroys dialogue, it undermines democracy, and it breeds fear instead of understanding. True progress comes from persuasion, not intimidation. As we grapple with our personal response to this, may we be honorable in our actions. May we fiercely defend the right of our opponents to speak freely. And may we join our hearts with Charlie's family, his wife Erica, and his 2 young children. Rest in peace.
The honourable member for Ottawa, Vanier, Gloucester.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to pay tribute to Ken Dryden, whose passing is a profound loss for Canada. I had the privilege of working with Ken and witnessed firsthand his thoughtfulness, intellect, and dedication. He was deeply committed to improving sport culture and advancing efforts to better protect athletes from concussions. While many will remember him as a Hall of Fame goaltender and 6-time Stanley Cup champion with the Montreal Canadiens, but he was so much more. He was a scholar, an author, a parliamentarian, a leader whose influence extended far beyond the ice. Ken's life left an indelible mark both in sport and in public life. His vision, generosity, and commitment to excellence continue to inspire Canadians.
Blah, 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 blah.
On behalf of this House, I extend my deepest condolences to his family, his loved ones, and all those whose lives he touched. May he rest in peace. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
L'honorable député d'Hochelaga, Rosemont-Est.
The honourable member for Hochelaga, Rosemont-Est. René Aumier-Roy was a broadcaster, a cultural expert, and, as he liked to say, a professional spectator. He just passed away at the age of 85. René taught me so many things.
What are we doing here?
I won't talk about you. I'll speak directly to you. I spent 10 years with you, working with you, and 40 years listening to you. I always appreciated your spirit, your unique nature, and your defense of our culture. You were never complacent. You never believed in objectivity. You always pursued truth and honesty. René, you were an excellent communicator. Listening is, of course, a talent, and that was one of yours, which you used alongside your curiosity. René, I'm sure that wherever you are, it's incredibly distracting.
My
Goodbye,
God, are
René.
you still talking?
Questions orales.
Oral questions.
All right, here we go. Question period. Here's Pierre. Let's go. Let's go.
My mother taught me never to be late, so
Holy, that's
please
quiet.
forgive me for my late arrival to the session. I had some meetings with extremely important people in East Central Alberta, Mr. Speaker, after which I was honored to be elected by the great people of Battle River Crowfoot. I thank the great Damien Kirk who made it possible, and I thank the Prime Minister for calling a prompt by-election. I wonder if one day he might regret that decision, but in a spirit of good faith, I wonder if he agrees that our goal should be a Canada where hard work is rewarded, where food and homes are affordable, where streets are safe, where borders are solid, and where we're all united under a proud flag.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I'm sure I speak for all parliamentarians in welcoming the member for Battle River Crowfoot back to the House of Commons.
There we go.
He may notice a few things have changed since he was here last. The largest women's caucus in Canadian history. And a spirit of collaboration that was shown in the opening session, including in the passage of the Build Canada Act and the projet de loi du Bloc québécois en ce qui concerne.
And the Bloc's bill in terms of protecting supply management. I agree entirely with the sentiment and objectives of the Leader of the Opposition.
I was deliberately flexible on time because it's a special day, but now we're going to respect the 35-second limit. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
some things never change. Monsieur le Président.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to thank my constituents of Battlefield Crowfoot, who we had a by-election very quickly, and sometimes the Prime Minister may regret his decision, but I think we all agree with the mission of reestablishing a Canada where hard work, an affordable home and homes and food, in safe streets and solid borders, all united under a proud flag. Does the Prime Minister agree with this?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I agree entirely with the sentiment and objectives that the Leader of the Opposition has just expressed.
Excellent, excellent.
For our great country. Thank you.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister mentioned how much had changed, and it's true. I look around this place, and when I left, there was a Liberal Prime Minister who was making excuses about breaking promises, running massive deficits, costs, crime, chaos were all out of control. And whereas today, we have a Liberal Prime Minister breaking promises, making excuses, running massive deficits with costs, crime, and chaos out of control. Mr. Speaker, when will the Prime Minister match the grand promises with the real change Canadians need?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I understand the Minister, or the Minister, promotion. Come on over. Yeah.
Come on.
I understand the Leader of the Opposition was busy. He missed the largest tax cut for 22 million Canadians.
You are fake news. You are fake news.
We're eliminating all federal barriers to trade. He missed. I hope I'll have another opportunity to finish a very long list of what the Leader of Opposition.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Dans l'esprit.
In a nonpartisan spirit, we're simply going to insist that the Prime Minister adhere to his own promises. He promised the strongest growth in the G7 for our economy, and now our economy is declining the fastest in the G7. He also promised that food would cost less. It's more, and food inflation is accelerating. He promised a budget in October, and now we'll see one maybe in November with a double deficit. So, inaudible.
Prime Minister.
We won't get it.
Mr. Speaker, this government has been absolutely focused on improving affordability for Canadians. That's why the largest tax cut, 22 million Canadians.
No one really grinds my gears.
Taxpayer in this country. That's why the cut to the GST. That's why the launch of Build Canada Homes, which will reduce the cost of home building in this country. That's why we back the CRTC to get broadband costs down for Canadians. We are building the strongest economy throughout the worst crisis in our history.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
In the spirit of nonpartisanship, we are simply going to hold this Prime Minister to his own promises. He promised that he would spend less. He's already spending 8% more. He promised the budget would be in October. Now he says it will be in November, more than halfway through the fiscal year. He promised that his government would have a smaller deficit than Justin Trudeau. Instead, now we hear that it might even be double. So a trivia question. Can the Prime Minister tell us, has there ever been a Prime Minister who has successfully doubled the deficit without even introducing a budget?
Oh. The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, this government is undertaking the biggest investment in protecting Canadians in the Canadian military. Doubling our investment in the Canadian military from last year when this member last sat in the House by the end of this decade. This government, there's more.
Oh. Look at that cop out.
There's a lot more debt is what there is, Mr. Speaker. A lot more debt than we ever imagined would be possible. This is a prime minister who said we'd have the fastest growing economy in the G7. We have the fastest shrinking economy in the G7. He said grocery prices would go down. They're going up faster than ever before. He promised to create jobs. He has the second highest unemployment in the G7. He's really reminding us all of that sign at the bar, free beer tomorrow. But you come back the next day and the beer is still not free and tomorrow never comes. Mr. Speaker, why is it that all of this Prime Minister's promises of yesterday turn into today's disappointments?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I think if we are going to build the strongest economy in the G7, and we will, we need to be clear. We need to be clear about the scale of the crisis we are in. We need to be clear about the scale of investment that we need. $60 billion in new projects announced last week. $200 billion in investment announced last week. $100 billion in housing investment announced just yesterday. That's the scale of what we need.
The honourable member for Belleuil-Champlain. Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister was elected saying that he would be the best to face the tariff crisis and the trade war. Almost 4 months have gone by, and Canada is not coming out on top. At best, we can say that it hasn't been a success. Can he commit now to put an end to tariffs and an end of a trade war agreement with the United States, his true priority?
Get him out of here.
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Get out.
Mr. Speaker, the current situation is this. We have the best deal with the U.S. worldwide right now. We're talking about more than 85%. 85% is enormous of our exports are covered under free trade with the U.S. We have the lowest tariff in the world right now. That is a success. The honourable member for Belleuil-Champlain. I would contest such statements which would not live up to economic analysis. We would have to look at that in another forum. But the Prime Minister says we have a privileged relationship with the U.S. and it no longer exists. But this statement didn't go over very well in Washington. Can he state today that he is confident that he can reestablish our privileged relationship of trust between Canada and the U.S. administration quickly as the best way to put our trade relationship back on a right track? The Honourable Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, the Canada-U.S. relationship is good. Yes, we are experiencing difficulties and challenges, some setbacks, but I am proud that this government stands up for Canada, but that's true. I speak regularly with the President over the past weekend in terms of the current situation between Ukraine and Russia and China. We spoke. The honourable member for Belleuil-Champlain. The Prime Minister's rare presence in Washington, both in terms of the U.S. administration and the economic troubles. Well, his absence was noted a great deal in Washington. When did he go for the last time to Washington, and when will the PM start seriously going to the capital city of our main partner and make it a priority, rather than talking about infrastructure that won't even be put in place until the end of Mr. Trump's term? The Right Honourable Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, the U.S. President is a modern man. I speak with him regularly. We send each other text messages.
Oh, come on.
But what's the most important right now for Canada is to diversify our trade internationally with Europe,
You are fake news.
in Asia,
Fake news.
with Africa, and South America. Thank you.
The honourable member for Foothills.
Same Liberal promises, the same Liberal results. Canadians are paying the price for another Liberal Prime Minister's broken promises. This Prime Minister said to Canadians he would be judged by prices at the grocery store. Results are in. This Prime Minister has failed. Food prices have surged 40% since the last Liberal Prime Minister broke that same promise the last time. Should this Prime Minister's promise to Canadians not be judged by food prices at the grocery store, but the number of families being forced to food banks?
Right.
The Honourable Minister of Housing and Infrastructure.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, the number one cost for Canadians is their housing, and we have taken action to make housing more affordable.
No, you haven't.
Yesterday, Prime Minister and I announced the launch of Build Canada Homes, which will be a one-stop shop for making housing more affordable across Canada. And we're launching that on 6 pieces of Canada lands, 4,000 homes that we will start building immediately. Thank you.
The Honourable Member for Foothills.
Canadians can't afford to put food on the table, let alone pay for the Liberals' bureaucracy when it comes to housing. But let's be clear. This was the Prime Minister's promise. These were the Prime Minister's words. This is the Prime Minister's failure. Food prices are going to go up $700 per Canadian family this year. Canned soup is up 26%, apples 14%, tuna 19%. The daily essentials have become unaffordable. Is sticker shock at the grocery store the experience that this Prime Minister promised Canadians?
The Honourable Minister of Housing and Infrastructure.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As far as promises delivered goes, this government promised to launch Build Canada Homes and make the largest investment in affordable housing in Canadian history.
Get him out of here.
We are taking action where it matters most. And Canadians need support on affordable housing. Across the board, we need more support, but starting with housing and housing first, particularly for those on low incomes and those who are homeless. We are taking action.
Honourable Member for Thornhill.
Prime Minister told Canadians that they should judge him by the prices they pay at the grocery store. But food inflation is 70% above target. The grocery prices are up 40% in less than a decade. And all of those years the Liberals were in power. And the cost of food has risen overall more than inflation every single month that this Prime Minister has been. Canadians should judge the Prime Minister by his words. That's only fair. But is it that he never shops for food, or is it that he thinks inflation is something that happens to other people?
The Honourable Minister of Housing and Infrastructure.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Again, we'll come back to the number one cost for Canadians and concern is around affordability of housing.
That's so true.
I know the Conservatives and the members opposite do not care about affordable housing. We're here to take action on it. Make life more affordable for Canadians, starting with their homes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Good work.
The Honourable Member for Thornhill.
The minister cannot ignore the problem of millions of Canadians using a food bank every single month. And that hasn't changed. It happened under this Liberal government's watch. And now they're making excuses or changing the subject entirely. Canadians are getting fleeced at the grocery store. And it's only going to get worse because next year their bill will be $700 higher per family. That's another Liberal broken promise, another Liberal bait and switch by another Liberal Prime Minister. So is that the experience that he's now promising Canadians?
L'Honourable Ministre des Finances.
The Honourable Minister of Finance.
We listen to Canadians, something that the Conservative may want to do a bit more. And what Canadians have told us, Mr. Speaker, is affordability is the first concern. The second is housing, and the third is the economy. What have we done, Mr. Speaker, while the leader was away? The first thing we did for Canadians was to reduce taxes for 22 million Canadians, Mr. Speaker. Everyone got a raise on Canada Day, Mr. Speaker. The second thing, we removed GST on first-time home buyer, Mr. Speaker, and we are going to build with Canadians, with every Canadian, the strongest economy in the G7. That's what this Liberal government is about.
The Honourable Member from Mégantic-L'Érable, Lotbinière. on the day that the Liberal Prime Minister was sworn in. He stated that Canadians would judge him based on the cost of groceries. And let's look at the results of this Liberal system. Food inflation is now 70% above target. Families are paying more, children are earning less, and this is just another broken promise by the Liberals. Does the Prime Minister admit that his own words were just another Liberal deception because the Prime Minister is now just another Liberal like the rest of them? Why is this Prime Minister making grocery shopping an increasingly painful and expensive experience for families? The Right Honourable, the Minister of Canadian Identity. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I had the pleasure this morning with my colleague, the Minister of Infrastructure and Housing, and colleagues from the Quebec government to launch a project to build 20,000 homes, including 6,000 off-market homes that are affordable to help families and people in the Montreal region. And we're going to do this across our country, Mr. Speaker. The Honourable Member for Mégantic-l'Érable-Aubigné. Are the Liberals not ashamed that their Prime Minister did not keep his promise to make groceries more affordable? Since this Liberal Prime Minister came to power, the cost of stewing beef rose 22%, potatoes up 20%, onions 11%. Even Bolduc can no longer afford a good stew. Canadians will judge him based on the cost of groceries, and he said so himself. The verdict is clear. Another broken Liberal promise. Why is this Prime Minister just making groceries a painful and expensive experience for families? The Minister of Finance. Mr. Speaker, I'm surprised by my colleague's question. Not only did we listen to the Conservative constituents and all Canadians, they told us one thing, Mr. Speaker: tackle the cost of living. And the first thing our government, Liberal government, did was to lower tax for 22 million Canadians, Mr. Speaker. That's money back in the pockets of people in his riding, Mr. Speaker. The second thing that the Canadians asked us to do is to build affordable homes. And yesterday, Mr. Speaker, we launched Build Canada Homes to help more families. On this side of the House, we're going to work to build the strongest economy in the G7. The Honourable Member for Montmorency-Charlevoix. Merci, Mr. Speaker. When his cabinet was sworn in, the Prime Minister said that Canadians will be able to judge him based on the cost of groceries. Well, everyone in my riding talked about their concerns, and the cost of groceries are at the top of that list. The Liberal government was promising better prices, and once again, they're not delivering the goods. So since the Liberals have been to power, groceries have gone up by 40%. The PM's promise for fair price groceries is just another broken promise. The Minister of Finance. Mr. Speaker, what young Canadians and Canadians in general want is obviously to be able to have an affordable life in Canada, to be able to buy a home and an affordable home, and also to have a resilient economy for the future. Because on this side of the House, we've always understood that the best thing we can do is to build a strong economy for all Canadians. Mr. Speaker, on this side of the House, I can tell you that the Liberals will work together to build the strongest economy, to make life affordable for Canadians, build more homes, make Canada, Mr. Speaker, the best economy in the G7. The Honourable Member for Repentigny. Mr. Speaker, only one summer and 10 years back in terms of the environment, the Prime Minister adopted C5 to improved projects without social license, and they want to skip environmental evaluations for pipelines, and they're not talking about zero emissions vehicles, and even they're taking a step back in terms of the sale of these vehicles. And even went even further, they refuses to commit his GHG reduction emissions in the midst of a climate crisis. Will this government keep its own, respect its own targets for 2030? The Honourable Minister of the Environment and Climate Change. We continued to fight against climate change. We know it's important. It was important for future generations and for our economy, because when we look around the world, everyone wants low carbon products. And that's exactly what we want to do, is to build a strong Canada, and it'll be one that will be good for future generations. The Honourable Member for Repentigny. Mr. Speaker, let's talk about the government's big projects with C5. C5 is overreach that even affects good projects because good projects don't need to skirt environmental impact assessments or federal legislation. They don't need to snub social license. If they're doing this, then these aren't good projects. Can this government promise that all of these major projects will respect environmental norms, legislation, and the will of Quebecers? The Honourable Minister of the Environment and Climate Change. Mr. Speaker, it's always interesting to hear the Bloc talk about important projects when the Bloc leader did authorize drilling on Anticosti Island when he was the Minister of the Environment. But now we are going to build a strong economy and that is clean for future generations. That's what we're doing, and we are going to build a strong Canada for future generations.
Oh, no, you're not.
Member for Parry Sound, Muskoka. The Prime Minister promised to double home building to 500,000 homes per year, but today housing starts are down 13%, another broken Liberal promise. Yesterday, the Prime Minister introduced a fourth $13 billion housing bureaucracy to build, wait for it, 4,000 homes. What blocks home building is government bureaucracy, red tape, and taxes. So why does the Prime Minister believe that adding $13 billion more bureaucracy is now suddenly going to solve the housing crisis? The Honourable Minister for Housing and Infrastructure.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, I'm happy to share that there is a significant commitment, $13 billion that will be invested in housing and leveraging private investment as well, working with private capital, with builders and communities across Canada to make sure we are building the affordable housing that Canadians need, particularly young Canadians who can't afford to get into the market. Those 4,000 units are the first start on Canada lands and the very, very beginning of the most comprehensive investment in Canadian affordable housing.
Member for Parry Sound, Muskoka. $13 billion for a fourth federal Ottawa housing bureaucracy to build 4,000 homes is not a solution. It is yet another Liberal boondoggle that will cost Canadians a fortune and will solve nothing. The Prime Minister said the core challenge present in the housing market is it's just too hard to build. It's hard to build because of government taxes and red tape. In Toronto and Vancouver, the cost of government on a new home is over 25%.
How's that, folks? You still getting audio?
Have stopped. Why does the Prime Minister not understand that if we're going to get homes built, we have to cut the bureaucracy, not add $13 billion more? The Honourable Minister for Housing and Infrastructure.
You're still getting audio? Is that less choppy now?
Speaker, well, the member opposite and the Conservatives may not believe in investing in affordable housing. This government does. This government is making an unprecedented investment in building affordable housing in partnership with the private sector, in partnership with cities, provinces, territories, Indigenous nations. We are going to deliver with our partners like never before.
The Honourable Member for Barrie Springwater, Oro-Medonte.
Mr. Speaker, under this Liberal government, lawlessness has become the norm in Canada. In many cities, children can't play safely in parks, families can't walk down sidewalks, businesses are suffering, and residents are living in fear. Tent encampments and lawlessness are taking over public spaces. This summer, Barrie Mayor Alex Nuttall was forced to take the extraordinary step of declaring a state of emergency to try and restore order back to Barrie. Wow. Canada was not like this 10 years ago. When will this Prime Minister stop this reckless Liberal agenda and bring order back to our communities?
The Honourable Minister for Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, our plan to keep communities safe will keep drugs, guns, and criminals off our streets. We're partnering with police services across the country to fight organized crime. We'll make it tougher for violent criminals to get bail and impose stricter sentences to repeat violent offenders. We're hiring 1,000 CBSA and RCMP officers to add to the 10,000 frontline personnel who are already keeping our borders safe. This work will be bolstered by investing in community safety initiatives to stop crime before it starts. Mr. Speaker, we will always be there to keep Canadian communities safe.
The Honourable Member for Cloverdale, Langley City.
Mr. Speaker, this Liberal Prime Minister swaggered in promising a massive surge in home building, 500,000 new homes a year. After all that hype, Vancouver families are still staring at million-dollar price tags. That surge hasn't even made a ripple. Projects are stalled, permits crawl through red tape, and the only thing going up faster is the bureaucracy he's building. Now that big pledge has shrunk to just 4,000 homes at the cost of $4 billion, and yet another Liberal broken promise. When will the Liberals stop building bureaucracy that makes homes more expensive for Canadians?
The Honourable Minister for Housing and Infrastructure.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Liberal government focuses on building affordable housing with our partners. This is an unprecedented investment alongside a cut to the GST for first-time home buyers, which we are rolling out. We are focused on delivering solutions, on delivering housing in the communities that need it the most. And that investment was never seen from Conservative governments, certainly not in the history that I'm familiar with. We saw housing not being a priority for the members opposite. We're focused on it delivering.
The honourable member for Beauce. Mr. Speaker, the Liberals are back at it again with a new bureaucracy for housing, but one that ultimately creates inflation and solves absolutely nothing. The Prime Minister promised Canadians he would double housing and construction, committing to build 500,000 units per year. But what's he actually doing? Proposing a new bureaucracy that will only build 4,000 new homes. Mr. Speaker, we know this government is back at it again with more bureaucracy instead of focusing on building more homes. Why? The Honourable Minister of Canadian Culture. We have to work together on this, Mr. Speaker. We need to work with the municipalities, with stakeholders, with the provinces. The Conservatives think you just need to insult people, but we think you need to work together. And that's what we've done this morning. The Minister of Infrastructure and Housing and myself made a historic announcement for the construction of 20,000 units. And that's just a start, Mr. Speaker. We're going to do it all across the country. We'll do that together with our partners.
The honourable member for Carleton.
Mr. Speaker, Canadians made it clear, excuse me, in the last campaign that they expect us to deliver real housing solutions, to get more homes built faster, to bring down the cost of housing so that young people, families, those most vulnerable, and those along the housing continuum can access housing.
My God, are you still talking?
Can the Minister of Housing and Infrastructure please tell this House about the government's recently announced plan to deliver affordable housing to Canadians?
The Honourable Minister for Housing and Infrastructure.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I'll thank the member from Carleton for his question and for the focus today on affordable housing. And I know the member from Carleton is very concerned about making sure it's green, sustainable housing, and we will certainly focus on ensuring that energy costs are low, that these are resilient.
Blah, 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 blah.
Challenges ahead with climate change, we will make sure they are affordable first and foremost and build a new Canadian industry manufacturing the best homes in the world. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The honourable member for Kamloops, Thompson, Nicola.
The Prime Minister said he would fix safer streets for the Liberal on behalf of the Liberals. He promised to fix the broken Liberal justice system. And yet, an 8-year-old was killed while sleeping. The place he should have been safest. Now, Mr. Speaker, the Justice Minister said this isn't the Wild West, and he's right. 8-year-old children sleeping in their homes and getting killed did not happen in the Wild West. The Liberals say they're tough on crime, but they won't repeal Bills C5 and Bill C75. Another bait and switch from another Liberal Prime Minister. When will these same old Liberals get tough on crime?
The Honourable Minister of Justice.
Mr. Speaker, obviously the circumstances my honourable colleague raises constitute an entire tragedy that should shock the conscience of every Canadian. But when the honourable member poses a question about repealing Bill C-75, I would suggest it is a good idea to read it first. He does not seemingly understand that that bill actually makes it harder for people who are charged with intimate partner violence to receive bail. Now, I am willing to work in good faith with members of any party to help strengthen the bail system, have harsher penalties for serious crimes, and most importantly, to keep Canada safe. The only question I have that remains is whether the Conservatives will join us in that effort.
The honourable member for Kamloops, Thompson, Nicola.
Mr. Speaker, the Conservatives have been waiting for 10 years to help the Liberals create safe streets, and they have brought forward next to nothing. I spent some time with the Vancouver police this summer. What did we see? What do we see in Vancouver? Guns, lawlessness, drug overdoses. I saw firsthand the increases of I saw firsthand the 152% increase in overdoses. The Liberals promised safer streets, lower overdoses, another bait and switch to go with their broken promises. When will these Liberals fix the justice system that they...
The Honourable Minister for Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, I too had the opportunity to be with the Vancouver police and to see firsthand the challenges they're facing. I was there with their fentanyl czar, Kevin Brasseau, and we saw the incredible work of the Vancouver police in ensuring that their communities are safer. In fact, just recently, 2 days ago, the mayor of Vancouver indicated that the program that they put in place is working. Together with the work that we're going to be doing on bail reform and ensuring that violent criminal repeat offenders are put away, we will make our community safer, Mr. Speaker.
The honourable member for Oxford.
Mr. Speaker, violent crime is up over 55%, and more than half of Canadians don't feel safe in their own neighborhoods. This Prime Minister promised to crack down on crime, yet repeat offenders keep getting out on bail. Another broken promise, but Canadians are paying the price. Families are shattered, lives have been lost, and that's why my Jail Not Bail Act will put these criminals behind bars. So the question is simple. Will the Prime Minister support our bill, restore safe streets, or was that another broken Liberal promise?
The Honourable Secretary of State for Combating Crime.
Mr. Speaker, it was in our platform. We've got a mandate and we've promised Canadians that we are going to keep our communities safe. This fall, we're tabling legislation to make bail tougher, to make sentencing harder and stiffer on repeat violent criminals. We're going to make sure that these types of criminals stay behind bars and that everyone feels safe in their homes and on their streets.
Hear, hear. The honourable member for Saskatoon West.
The Prime Minister promised to fix the Liberals' broken bail system, but he hasn't delivered. Another broken Liberal promise, another Liberal bait and switch, because this Prime Minister is just another Liberal. Chief McBride, Saskatoon's top cop, says it's a struggle every day with repeat offenders. The Prime Minister says he'll get tough on crime, but since the Liberals took power, repeat offenders have fueled a crime wave in Canada, with violent crimes up 55%. Mr. Speaker, when will the Prime Minister stop breaking promises and put repeat violent offenders behind bars?
Great question.
The Honourable Minister of Justice.
Mr. Speaker, it's encouraging to see that there is alignment between the Conservative opposition and the Liberal government when it comes to improving public safety, including through the adoption of stronger laws to help build safer communities. I have good news for my colleague. We will be introducing legislation during this parliamentary session to strengthen bail reform in this country, to have harsher sentences for violent repeat offenders, and to make sure that we have the support to help keep communities safe with direct investment in law enforcement. Mr. Speaker, I look forward to working with my honourable colleague and members on both sides of the aisle to advance public safety in this country.
The honourable member for King Vaughan.
Prime Minister promised to fix their broken criminal justice system and did nothing all summer. Meanwhile, 7 shootings have occurred in Vaughan in less than 3 weeks. A father, Abdul Aleem Faruqi, was shot dead protecting his family. Families across Canada are terrified, and repeat violent offenders are still on our streets because of weak Liberal laws like Bill C-5 and C-75. Another Liberal broken promise, another Liberal bait and switch, because this Prime Minister is just another Liberal. When will this Prime Minister's broken promises stop?
The Honourable Secretary of State for Combating Crime.
Mr. Speaker, the tragedy that the member refers to is one that's impacted my community greatly, and my sincere sympathy goes out to the family. We're going to make sure that repeat violent offenders are kept behind bars. Mr. Speaker, this summer I consulted with many police agencies across the country. A lot of their recommendations are going to be seen in this bill, but provinces too have to do their part to fix the broken justice system. They have to invest in Crown prosecutions, and they have to make sure that there are enough judges to hear the trials.
The Honourable Member for Calgary Nose Hill.
The Prime Minister promised to grow the economy, but it's shrinking. And since he took office, tens of thousands of jobs have been lost. But the Liberals are on track this year to bring in the most temporary foreign work permits ever. It's so bad that a former Liberal immigration minister just said that they admitted that they let industry become, quote, addicted to temporary work. And he's right. Amid the PM's pledge to cut the public service, even the Liberals are using TFWs to fill federal government jobs. We've talked about buying Canadian. Why isn't the Prime Minister making people hire them?
Hear, hear. The Honourable Minister of Jobs and Families.
Mr. Speaker, temporary foreign worker use is down by 70% in this country. Less than 1% of our workforce is temporary foreign workers. And in fact, in Canada, Canadians come first for any available jobs. That's why the department has rigid rules for employers that are looking to fill vacancies with workers from other countries. And Mr. Speaker, if employers are abusing the program, they receive serious penalties, including banning from the use of this program.
The Honourable Member for Richmond Hill South.
Only a Liberal Prime Minister could promise to secure our border and fail in just 6 months. Over the summer, asylum claims from illegal U.S. crossings spiked dramatically, piling onto a staggering backlog of nearly 300,000 unprocessed claims. Many of these are likely bogus, yet claimants are immediately entitled to work permits, healthcare, and benefits on the backs of Canadian taxpayers. Another broken Liberal promise, another bait and switch, because he's just another Liberal Prime Minister. How much longer is the Prime Minister going to keep our border open and let it become a backdoor, unplanned stream of economic migration before he finally takes action? Great.
The Honourable Minister of Public Safety.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. While the opposition is concentrating on, making assumptions and speaking about things that are not there, let me tell you that with the asylum system, our numbers are down 40%. We've also introduced Bill C2, which will strengthen our border. And this legislation is in front of the House. We campaigned for, and Canadians have gave us a mandate, so did Conservatives, and we hope that the Conservatives will help us pass
The Honourable Member for Abbotsford South Langley.
Fix Canada's immigration system and broke that promise. Up to 500,000 people have overstayed their visas in Canada. Teens can't find work. Healthcare is overwhelmed. Housing is out of reach, and crime rates are soaring because of the Liberals' reckless policies. The Liberals continue to maintain high levels of immigration and won't even remove those who are non-citizen criminals convicted of serious crimes. The Liberals have had all summer to find these non-citizen criminals and remove them. Why didn't they?
The Honourable Minister of Citizenship and Immigration.
Mr. Speaker, I know Canadians are concerned. Our government has been working tirelessly, and we understand that we need to see a return to sustainable immigration levels that fits our capacity and that serves our growth. And that is exactly why we are focused on our levels plan with reducing both temporary and permanent residents in this country. And we are seeing results. We're bringing population to sustainable levels and decreasing the pressures on housing and services. We are focused on solutions on this side of the House, and there is legislation in front of this Parliament, and we hope that the Conservatives will support it.
The Honourable Member for Calgary Nose Hill.
So let me get this straight. The Prime Minister promised to grow the economy, but it's shrinking. He promised he'd create jobs, but Canadians are losing it. We're in a healthcare crisis and a housing crisis, but the Liberals still issued record numbers of TFW permits this summer. They continued to let the asylum system be abused, and they still haven't removed countless non-citizen criminals. Mr. Speaker, why does the immigration minister still have her job?
The Honourable Minister of Jobs and Families.
Mr. Speaker, temporary foreign workers make up less than 1% of our total workforce. In fact, this is a program where employers must demonstrate that they vigorously and actively looked for Canadian workers because Canadian workers come first, Mr. Speaker. If an employer is found to have violated this program, there are severe penalties. There is also a tip line, Mr. Speaker, so that if Canadians or any member of Parliament feels there's been an abuse, this can be reported to officials and it will be investigated.
The Honourable Member for Longueuil-Saint-Hubert. Mr. Speaker, Canada is a nation of builders. That's why earlier this month, the Prime Minister announced the first series of projects for the Historic Major Projects Office. That includes projects as diverse and ambitious as the expansion of LNG production in BC, the development of SMRs in Ontario, major mining projects in Western Canada, and the Contrecoeur Terminal Container Project near my riding of Longueuil-Saint-Hubert. Can the Minister of Finance inform this House about the benefits? The Honourable Minister of Finance. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I'd like to thank my colleague for his excellent work. Indeed, this major project will increase capacity at the Port of Montreal by about 60%, Mr. Speaker, by providing Eastern Canada with the commercial infrastructure to ensure the flow of goods. With the creation of the Major Projects Office, we're moving from vision to action. Our government is committed to delivering transformative projects that not only create thousands of good jobs, but also connect our diverse regions and stimulate new industries. Mr. Speaker, that's how we're going to make Canada the strongest economy in the G7.
Mr. Speaker, allow me to remind this Prime Minister that on the day he swore in his cabinet, he said that Canadians would judge him by the cost at the grocery store. Well, the judgment is here, and the verdict is failure. Yep. Food inflation is now 70% above target. Wow. Another Liberal broken promise, another Liberal bait and switch, because this Prime Minister is just another Liberal.
Shame.
Add to this rent.
You're right.
6 months later, why are Canadians still being forced to choose between rent and grocery?
The Honourable Minister of Housing and Infrastructure.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, I'll once again take this opportunity to let the opposition members know Build Canada Homes is up and running as a one-stop shop to build affordable housing in Canada.
Here, here.
We are going to deliver like never before. We're going to ensure that particularly Canadians who are on low incomes, and there is $1 billion dedicated to transitional supportive housing for those who are homeless or at risk of homelessness.
Wonderful.
We are delivering on the affordability across the country, Mr. Speaker.
Great work.
The Honourable Member for Cambridge.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister said when he swore in his cabinet that Canadians would judge him by the cost at the grocery store. But with elbows flying up and down, the Liberal government didn't roll up their sleeves and bring down grocery prices. While the Prime Minister does his chicken dance, 5,000 people use a food bank in Cambridge. Canadians are getting crushed. Food prices are up nearly 40%, and food inflation is 70% above target. Another Liberal broken promise, another Liberal bait and switch, because this Prime Minister is just another Liberal. Is this sticker shock his promise to Canadians?
The
Honourable Minister of Finance.
Mr. Speaker, I have good news for the member.
That is a very real issue, and that's why we have a very real answer, Mr. Speaker, on this side of the House. The very first thing that this Prime Minister did for Canadians was to reduce taxes for 20 million Canadians. 22 million Canadians, Mr. Speaker, have more money in their pocket to face the cost of living, Mr. Speaker. On this side of the House, we're not about slogans. We're not about jokes. We are serious to deliver for Canadians, and we will continue to fight for Canadians at every cent of the way, Mr. Speaker.
The honourable member for Louis Saint Laurent, Akinemak. Mr. Speaker, we're talking about Canadians' daily problems. When the Prime Minister was sworn in, he said Canadians could judge him based on prices in the grocery stores. 4 months later, groceries are way more expensive. There's inflation across the board, and people are struggling even more because of this broken promise. Canadians are starting to see that the Prime Minister breaks his promises just like all other Liberals before him. Mr. Speaker, will the Prime Minister explain to Canadians why grocery prices are so much more expensive? The Honourable Finance Minister. Mr. Speaker, Canadians met with the Prime Minister, and they saw that they had a Prime Minister who listens and who has a vision, and above all, a man of action. With the new Liberal government, the first thing we did, Mr. Speaker, was to reduce taxes for 22 million Canadians all across the country, recognizing that we need to pull together to help those who are the most in need. But in doing that, Mr. Speaker, we also enabled those who wanted to buy a home to pay less GST, less tax, and at the same time, we have embarked on the most ambitious house building program in Canadian history.
Mr. Speaker, this summer, I heard from folks in my riding of the Bay of Quinte about the cost of living challenges they face. For members of the Canadian Armed Forces, this is no different. As our government makes a generational investment in our military, can the Minister of National Defence update this House on the support we're providing for our men and women in uniform?
The Honourable Minister of National Defence.
Mr. Speaker, we know that our forces and their families face challenges as they move across the country from posting to posting. That's why this summer we gave our forces a well-deserved and overdue pay raise. Our $2 billion compensation package is the largest in a generation. It means that untrained sailors, aviators, and soldiers will receive a 20% pay raise. As the brave women and men of the Canadian Armed Forces answer the call to serve, Mr. Speaker, they need to know we've got their backs.
The Honourable Member for Okanagan Lake West, South Kelowna.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister promised that he would be elbows up and buy Canadian. He broke that promise when he rewarded the communist Chinese government a $1 billion loan to buy ferries for BC as they tariff our seafood and egg producers. That's not elbows up. It's another Liberal broken promise, another Liberal bait and switch, because this Prime Minister is just another Liberal. Newly uncovered documents show senior Liberals were only concerned about their political interests. They did nothing to cancel the contract and ensure that our shipbuilders could participate. When will this Prime Minister stop rewarding Beijing, cancel this loan, and buy Canadian?
The Honourable Minister of Housing and Infrastructure.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think I speak for all members of this House that we are disappointed that BC Ferries made the procurement decision that they made. And Mr. Speaker, it's really unfortunate that no Canadian companies bid on this contract with BC Ferries. That's something that we have to all rectify, and we have to change that by buying Canadian. I agree with the member opposite. On this side of the House, we are bringing forward comprehensive Buy Canadian program to make sure all of our agencies and departments are focused on buying Canadian.
The Honourable Member for Vancouver Kingsway.
Mr. Speaker, unemployment has surged to its highest level in a decade. Young people are being hit the hardest. 1 in 6 can't find work. Our economy is facing a recession, and millions of Canadians are worried about their jobs. Yet, Liberals are planning to slash services people rely on and eliminate family-sustaining jobs through an austerity budget this fall? Will this government reverse course and create much-needed jobs through bold initiatives like a youth climate corps, as New Democrats have proposed?
The Honourable Minister of Jobs and Family.
Mr. Speaker, last week it was a very proud moment for me to stand with the Prime Minister and the Canadian Building Trades Unions, who are training young people all across this country for great paying union jobs that are going to build the things that will make us the strongest economy in the G7. Mr. Speaker, this government has a fantastic plan for youth. We are investing in skills training. We are investing in the provinces and the territories so that they can do this work with us. We'll make sure no young person gets left behind.
Cela met fin à la première période des questions.
That concludes this fall session's first question period.
To the presence in the gallery of the Honourable P.J. Akiagok, Premier of Nunavut.
Ladies and gentlemen, that kind of wraps it up. I got to admit, I'm a little thrown back at how tame that was. I kind of expected... Somebody says no sound. Is there sound now? We got to have sound now. There we go. Okay. I expected Pierre to come out a little bit more ferociously than he did. While he had some good talking points, looks like typical word salad today. We'll see what happens this week. We'll have to see. Yeah, there is a new speaker. I do like the new speaker way better than the other one. Again, I will announce a few things, folks. I'm using my typical software that we use for live streams on Fridays, things like that. I'll be trying to set up something different for tomorrow so we're not having the issues we had today. Keep in mind that the software I'm using has the soundboard thing included. I saw people mentioning they didn't like it. We'll keep it out tomorrow. We're trying to add something fun to keep people interested in coming here. It was, look, we're going to figure this out as we go, folks. It was for your entertainment, not mine. If you're not enjoying it, we'll keep it out. And I don't know what was going on with the echoing and why it wasn't working properly, but everybody who came in, it was great to have this first question period session happening here on the channel. It'll be great to see where things go for the rest of the week. It's fine, just not when people are talking. Yeah, so like I wanted to bring in a fun element to kind of get people, because here's the thing about question period. It gets a little boring sometimes. I was trying to think of a way to spice it up a bit. But that's okay. Hey, trial and error, right? Sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. It was our first day out of the gates. Guys, if you haven't yet hit the subscribe button, hit it. Where's the likes at? Did we hit 1,000 likes in the stream? If we hit 1,000 likes, we were going to be giving away this calendar from Calendars That Curse that I did in conjunction with them. Where can somebody let me know where we're at in for the likes of the stream? Serious Sam, you did your best. No, we did amazing. Are you kidding? We did amazing. I think it was great. It was great to have all you guys in here. Look at this. Now I'm losing my connection to my camera. Did my camera really go out? My camera went out. Can you guys can still hear me? Unbelievable. Unbelievable, folks. Let's go to a screen like this so at least people can see the gotta love the technical difficulties, right? We gotta love the technical difficulties. Sound is good. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll cut off the stream from there. We didn't hit the 1,000 likes. That's okay. We'll try for tomorrow. Yeah, my camera decided to kill itself. It didn't enjoy the House of Commons and what they had to say, the lies they were spewing. Guys, join me tomorrow. I promise things will be working better. I want to thank everybody who came out today, everybody for their generous donations and super chats. You guys have been fantastic. Hopefully we can do a giveaway tomorrow. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this stream. I'll catch you on the next one. Keep your eyes peeled. New video dropping in the next 15 minutes here on the channel in regards to some appalling things that have happened in the wake of Charlie Kirk's death. You guys aren't going to believe what we have for you. Make sure to check it out, like, comment, help it get out there. With that, folks, Have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you here tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good one, folks. Take it easy. We'll catch you on the next one.